Hello and welcome back. This is MC1 Gamer bringing you another Mordheim game. This time my Dwarves against the Bretonnians. So this mission is called Chance Encounter, and we divide the board up into quarters. And the first person to deploy, which turns out to be the Bretonnians, can deploy fully within one of these quarters, and then I deploy next. And I cannot deploy within, I think it's like 14 inches of any of his enemy models. So we're in a different location. We don't have quite the same terrain, so we're using some 40K terrain and some plastic card created buildings, but there was enough terrain to make it certainly an interesting board. He deploys inside this central shrine that kind of has an opening on one side, and I have elevation on the different board quarter that I'm supposed to deploy in, but because he deployed pretty much right in the center, I was pushed back. I couldn't deploy on any of those barricades more towards the middle or closer to him. But I wanted elevation, so it was a trade-off. I wasn't able to get cover for my guys, and he's got a bunch of archers that can shoot. So I'm going to be just hoping that his lower ballistic skill and long range is going to play into keeping these guys alive, as well as the fact that I'm a toughness 4, and hoping that I can weather this storm. So I deploy most of my guys up high. It's going to be harder for him to get up there. He's got a knight with full, I don't think he's got barding, but he's got a knight with, mounted with heavy armor and a shield. So I think he's got like a 3-up armor save. The other thing is he rolled for his blessing, and any shooting I do against that knight's going to have to pass through that 4-up lady, the blessing of the lady. In my case, the curse of the lady is what I call it. And then any shooting that's black powder that goes against anybody else in his warband also has to do the same. So the fact that I have lots of crossbows helps, but I do have a couple of guys that have pistols as well. So I deploy further along behind some walls. I don't want to, if I lose the first turn, I don't want him to start plucking guys off, especially the guys who are in hand-to-hand. And I'm hoping to try and shoot some of the ones that he shoots at me, and then try to take him down with counter shots, because then you can't hide if you shoot, and then try to move some of these guys up into cover, hiding, and then eventually get into charge range. So he gets first turn. He starts repositioning some of his guys where he can go ahead and get a better beat on me. So you can see some of the tokens for some of the guys that are hiding, and then he moves Brave Sir Robin off around the right-hand side of that building. Now, he's using different models this time than the last time he played. He's the same player who played in the 5 versus 5 Battle of the 5 Warbands. So he's got his own models this time, and he's using some Skaven. He didn't want to play Skaven because he usually is a Skaven player, and it shows in the way he plays. But those are, men-at-arms and archers and the Bretonnians, but he's got his own mounted knight. Now, his mounted knight does not have a lance and does not have barding, but he's still very formidable, and he can move really far, because he can move a full 16, charge 16, and that's dangerous, because he can swoop all the way around that building if I let him. My turn, I move some of my guys up. I'm trying to preserve some of the cover with all the shooting that he does, while I still have plenty of shooting of my own. And I knock out, I stun one of his archers on the stairs. I knock one out that was kind of shooting through one of those arrow slits. And then I follow up with another shot and knock his second archer completely out. So that was fortuitous. I've already taken down 2 of his either henchman and squire, or 2 henchmen. So when his turn comes around, he swoops his questing knight all around to the side, and now he's got a great charge into the rear where my Slayer and my Beardling are. And, that's a problem, because I'm definitely getting charged. There's no way I can avoid it. Now, I know he has another knight, but as a result of some of the damage he took in a previous game, this knight just can't play this game. So that's going to happen sometimes. You may have a guy that's knocked out of action, and when you roll injuries, it's not that he's dead or has any other debilitating effects if he's still alive. Sometimes it's just that he's injured and he has to recover, so you can't play with him for one game. It doesn't, it can really hamstring your warband if that happens, especially if it happens with a big character. So he's only got the one knight here, but this is a tough knight, and I cannot stop him from charging me. So I decide, you know what? I'm going to go and meet him with the weakest guy I've got, because maybe I could do a follow-up charge, and that's my Beardling. I don't mind the Beardling standing in front. I could, if I wanted to, take the charge with my Slayer, because there's a rule that if you're within 2 inches that you can kind of jump in the way. But I don't want to do that. I want my Slayer to follow up. My Slayer is the best chance to finish off this knight in a follow-up charge. And even if my Beerling dies, if I charge, he won't have his lance, and I'll have a charge where I'll automatically go in front of him. So I move my Noble and the other Slayer further up, trying to get within charge range of some of his other guys. And his turn comes around. Of course, what does he do? He charges exactly what I wanted, right into the Beardling. And if he tried to charge the Slayer, my Beardling could have, intervened. So I then further move up, my other characters, and now I have pistols. I have at least one pistol on my Noble, so I want to get in range for that. The Knight flubs against the Beardling. The Beardling doesn't do anything back. I believe he was able to make his armor save. So when my turn comes around, I just charge in my Slayer. Now I have 2 guys against his Knight, and rather than move up against some of his other guys, I want to try and finish off the rest of that questing Knight, and I think I can do that. Even if you lose one of both of these guys, I move my other Slayer and my Noble further up so that they're down within easy charge range of this Knight. So this Knight is in big trouble, and I believe I further sniped off another one of his archers, maybe a squire, with my guys. And the reason why I was able to do that is because he shot at me. Now, if he didn't shoot, he would be able to stay hidden, and that wouldn't have been a problem. And now he has to start taking tests to see if he routs. So now he's passing those tests, but when it comes to hand, I have the higher initiative now with my Slayer, and I not only do I hit him, I do a critical hit, and I knock him out. So I actually knock his Knight out of action with one of my Slayers, and that is the end of the game. So the rest of his army then routs, and I win, and that's a huge boon for me. I managed to get some real good bonuses and experience points. I knocked out a couple of characters, and I purchased another Thunder. So I have 4 Thunderers again. So this was a really great game. It was very quick. I was able to rout him really fast. He was already down 1 character, and I was able to get some level ups for a number of my characters. So I was able to actually equip out a number of these guys with lanterns with some of the gold that I got. And what that does is that within a certain range, and I believe it's like double your range, or maybe it adds 4 to your range, your initiative test, so this will be 6. If you are within range with one of your guys that has a lantern, then your other guy, then you basically can discover, somebody can't hide from you, and now I can shoot with my snipers, with my Thunderers. So some of the other things I was able to get, I got Lucky Rabbit's Feet and Lucky Charms for all of my characters, and again, that's more of those one-time rerolls each combat, which is great. I was able to, again, get lanterns on all 3 of my characters. I still was not able to roll to be able to purchase back my my engineer. And now I have an additional skill for my lord, the dwarf noble rather, and my dwarf noble is he's able to purchase either the ability that it's harder for him to get knocked out of the game, or harder to get stunned, or I can make it that he's +1 strength when in combat, or I can make it. I was thinking about the resilient ability where he's my opponents are -1 strength when they roll to wound me, which is great because he's already a toughness 4. If I can manage to get him to toughness 5, that'll be even better. But there's nobody that's more than a strength 4 right now in the game. So being that that's going to be a 4 up, now he's going to need 5 ups then to actually try to wound me, and that just makes this guy more resilient. So I'm thinking I might be doing that. So I'm padding up the rest of this. I'm not maxed out yet with my warband. I have ideas on maybe I'll pay for 1 more guy. I need to try and get more cannon fodder. I may get another beardling. I may get a clansman. Right now, I think with 4 of the shooters, I want to get some more of the hand-to-hand guys, because what I'm finding is that even though I can take pot shots from long range at and all of them are now ballistic skill 4, it's the guys in hand-to-hand that are doing the real finishing damage and getting experience points, because those are mostly my characters are mostly the ones that are in hand-to-hand. So if I can get my engineer back in here, I can get some pistols and get some skill levels with him where I can increase that range again, certainly for all my guys. But right now I just need to maximize my capabilities and give screens for my troll slayers and my noble to do the sweeping action and to further get more experience and get skills. So there you have it. Dwarves win against Bretonnia. Hey, I hope everybody's enjoying this. I'm getting a lot of responses from people saying that they love Mordheim and they want to see more of it. If you have suggestions or ideas or thoughts, or if you're just new to the channel, know that I am going to be bringing back some more regular Warhammer Fantasy. But we're really into Mordheim, so there's going to be more of this as well. Have a great day, everybody.